So
Yeah.
coming back to the regenerative farming that you are doing in your village, first of all, can you tell us what your community is?
So my community is called, do you say the community, the name of the village of the community name?
Your
We
community
are
name.
Luo.
You are Luo,
My,
right?
yeah, Luo.
And is there a large Luo community in Kenya?
So in Kenya, I can say that the Luo are the third most populated people in Kenya. The first one are the Kikuyus. They're like, the Kikuyus are many, like they are like a quarter of the population of Kenya. Then we have, they're like, Kikuyus are almost, I can't give the exact figure, but they are the many. Then they have been followed by Kalenjin. The Kalenjin are the community of the current president of Kenya, the Kalenjin. Then we are the Luo, the third, the most populated people in Kenya.
And the Luo are not just in Kenya. They're in many countries, yes?
So Luo, actually we originated from South Sudan. Then when we were coming, we passed through the river, the Lake Victoria. Then others went to Uganda. Others went to Tanzania. Others are also like in Ethiopia. Yeah,
How far ago was this migration from South Sudan? Was it recent or was it a long time ago?
it was a long time ago,
So hundreds of years? Or
hundred of years.
oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay. So your family, your ancestors have been where you are for many centuries then?
yeah. Even currently, I can tell you that my ancestors, like those who the parent of my great grandfather, they were buried in Uganda.
In
And actually, I'm
Uganda.
getting, yeah, Uganda.
I
I'm
see.
getting that. I'm getting that even it's only that we can't like go for it, but I heard that we were having a large parcel of land in Uganda.
Interesting.
But
So then
like like
your
100 years
family's
ago.
your family is recently here then, where you are? Or because you said your
Not
great grandfather or your grandfather was in Uganda?
not just recently, but I can say uh like if not like something like 100 years ago.
You came from other parts of Africa, you think?
Yes, yes.
So, the reason I'm asking you about your community and your ancestral origins is I'm wondering, as you are trying to teach farmers and train farmers about regenerative and organic farming in your area, are you also looking for the indigenous knowledge that existed about food production in your area? Maybe you're speaking to elders or to other communities to understand how they were doing their food production. Is that part of your programming or?
Yeah, actually, what I was aiming at how we can maybe add value to our traditional farming system because we found it like it was much sustainable rather than the current farming system. And I know the use of the farm yard manure and so the use of the indigenous seeds, they are really basic for food security. And actually, one thing that they are really love with the traditional farming system is like they were really focusing on the crop rotation and being that by then there were not many, so they were like farming in a certain area. Then they leave that area for like 2 years to 3 years for fallow. Then they go to another place. Then they farm like. Then after the place they're not farming, the area they will put their livestock like thousands of cattle, so that area will be fertile. By the time they're coming back, that area will be much fertile. So that's the system they were. I was really happy with it. Absolutely.
So, are you trying to incorporate some of the local knowledge into the training that you do with your farmers?
Yes, yes. Especially, yeah. We are really incorporating that
And it,
because we didn't want like to bring new things that actually, if you talk to an elder person, they'll tell you that even though you are trying to tell us this the modern farming system, but in the real sense, sometimes most of them they are not in practical. Like because
Apart from food production, Onyango, in your village, are there other types of livelihood generation that are based on your ecology?
yeah, like Luos, we are being known for fishing. So we do a lot of massive fishing, and actually from Lake Victoria, the second fresh lake in the world. So we do fish, then we sell, to other part of, even we export. Yeah.
Are there enough fish in Lake Victoria for you to do the
Currently,
fishing?
yeah, there's no enough fish, and the government current government is trying to take like much control of the fishing system because they are really overfishing, and due to high rate of demand of fish, because fish have been found to be most nutritious in terms of protein and the omega things, the omega 3 things source is making a lot of people to demand for fish, other than meat, where people have been saying that meat's not no longer sustainable due to heavy injection of booster and that things to make them mature very fast. So they really believe that fish is naturally growing.
What about, is there pollution in Lake Victoria? Is the water clean, or what is the situation like there?
Yeah, another big challenge that the current the electorate is facing, there's a lot of pollution because being that a number of companies have really been established along the Lake Victoria, like the sugar companies and these the pepper mill companies, and these companies that are trying to do their like the motor motor manufacturing companies. So yeah, sometimes they do direct waste from the company direct to the water source. And there's a time even there was a lot of a lot of fish were killed due to excessive waste that was directed to the water source.
Because I ask because that is a problem with fisheries and with fishing, especially if it's in a lake or a water body that's internal and not a river, then it's
Mm.
difficult to control the pollution, right? If
Yeah,
it's not being cleaned. So many of the
yeah,
rivers across the world are quite polluted, and then that makes the fish toxic, right, to eat.
yeah,
How
yeah.
far is your village from Lake Victoria?
It's like it's not such much far. When you travel by 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 vehicle, it will just take you 30 minutes to be there.
30 minutes. I see.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
So, speaking of transport, do you have other non-fossil fuel-based transport systems? So I asked, for example, in India, we still have bullock carts. We still have carts that are drawn by ox and bulls and other animals. Do you have those kinds of transportation systems still?
Yeah, then the most common here non-fuel system is the use of bicycle.
Of who, sorry? Of whom?
The use of bicycle.
Bicycle, yes.
Bicycle.
But
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking of transporting heavy things. So with a bullock cart, when you have two bulls uh, uh, drawing a cart, then you can transport heavy things. So do you
Yeah.
have animals that you use for heavy transport?
Yeah, we use donkeys and ox.
Donkeys and ox. Okay. And in
Yes.
your village, do you use them?
Yeah, we have them here. And
Well,
sometimes even don't
I,
have them, other people they have them for hiring. So it's not a must for you to own. You can hire from your neighbor. Then
I
you,
see,
you
I see.
increase the income of your neighbor.
I see, I see. Well, it was really a pleasure to speak to you, and I'm hoping we can see more of your village soon. And maybe we can
Yes.
speak to some of your farmers and see the village in daylight and see what kind of food production systems people are using. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
They will be really happy to talk to you and tell you what they are doing.
Yes. Thank you so much, Onyango.
Wow. It's really amazing to have this interview. Thank you very much. Yeah, I look forward for more interviews so that we can share what we have been doing here.
Yes.
And next time, please organize so that I can bring some like my farmers and they'll tell you on what we are doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.